My name is Alicia, but my burlesque name is Roxy Horror. I started being interested in burlesque maybe 4 years ago. I was a graduate student and I was really unhappy. I was home alone a lot, writing alone. I wasn't active and I felt really disconnected from my body. So I decided to start taking dance classes, and I was taking ballet and I was taking jazz. And I just thought, why not? I'll give burlesque a try. It was something new. I didn't think I was going to like it, actually. I had an idea of what burlesque was, you know, these gorgeous, very femme women just like embracing the fullness of their femininity, and that's not really who I am. But I gave it a try, and I fell in love with it. Growing up, you know, bigger, and I mean, I weigh over 200 pounds, and generally, when I walk around in society, people don't want me to feel great about myself. So the ability to get on stage and make you want to see me get naked is amazing. Not just that you want to see me naked, but that I also get to dictate what you think is sexy, what you think is provocative. That's all entirely under my control, and that is an amazing feeling. I think that the burlesque community in Ottawa is flourishing, but I don't think that it's flourishing the same way that it's flourishing in bigger cities. There are certain issues that make it easier for some people to thrive in burlesque than others. And I think that maybe that impacts Ottawa a little more than some of the larger cities. By nature of being a smaller town, we do have fewer shows, so that makes it harder for some people, for plus-size performers, for performers of color, for performers with disability, to book jobs because there are less opportunities, and the kinds of discriminations and stereotypes that pop up just unfortunately mean that there's less options for those of us who have more challenges. The reality is that like cookie cutter sex is boring, right? Like, who wants it the same way time after time after time? I know I sure don't. So why would you want to see that on stage? So we need to be booking more diversity. And I mean, the reality is that for some people who attend those shows, they're looking for a very particular image of what women should be. And I don't necessarily fit that image. I think lots of people enjoy seeing me take my clothes off, but some people don't. Or some people just enjoy seeing other people naked more than me. And hearing what I perceived to be more support for other performers over me, other performers who I didn't always feel put in their best effort, was just really draining. As much as burlesque is amazing and it makes me feel amazing, getting naked with a bunch of really tiny people backstage sometimes will lower your confidence a bit. But when I am feeling down about it, I just remind myself that, like, there's probably some other fat girl in the crowd who's, like, looking at me and being thankful that I'm doing what I'm doing, and that generally gets me through. In fact, one of the things, even though my costuming has, I think, come a long way from my starting days, I could never just buy off the rack. I think it's really common for new performers to just like go and buy something from La Senza or La Vie Rose or whatever, and then just wear it on stage. And like, underwear is not a costume. And since my size kind of prohibits me from doing that, that's not, like, I've always had to put a bit more effort into my costumes than I think some other people did. That you see, if I had to see like a classic like feather fan dance every single routine, you wouldn't appreciate feather fan dances anymore, and like you probably wouldn't appreciate burlesque.
Yeah.
That's it. Just yeah.
Yeah, it's boring. Like, if you see the same thing over and over and over again, eventually you get tired of it, and eventually you want something else. It's just like everything else in life. It's not just performances or sex or cuisine. Like, you get bored after something after a while.